You know who has the best fan base? Probably me, especially the ones who support the habit at patreon.com/doseofbuckley. You know who has the worst fan base? You're about to find out. I like to think of myself as a man who's performing a community service for Gen X, elder millennials, anyone with boomer energy, or those who simply live under a rock, by keeping you informed of whatever the next thing is. Dumb trends, new celebrities, whatever. This way you can slowly ease into the culture shock, instead of being your parents or your grandparents staring bewildered at the TV when that Billie Eyelash comes on. You seen this thing? And so, it's in that spirit that I explain who Sabrina Carpenter is. She's the new one. You know how this goes. There's always a new one. The Onion made fun of this phenomenon years ago when Meghan Trainor became popular, with an article titled, "Hello, I am the new person you have to know about now," which ends with this fantastic line. "I am not that interesting. I am not that great. But now I am here, for more or less arbitrary reasons. And you have to know about me. See you around." Sabrina's story is slightly more interesting than the usual ones. Usually, they either come out of nowhere, some TikTok girl like Gail blows up, everyone screams, "Industry plant!" They have one or two big songs, and the world moves on to the next one. Or they came up through the Disney or Nickelodeon system, like Miley, Selena, Ariana, Olivia. They turn 18, wear a little less clothes, say a swear word, and now they're no longer for kids. They grew up with us! And their first big song is an instant hit. With Sabrina, she's already got 6 albums out. Anyone in the know assumed this chick was going nowhere. Her biggest claim to fame was being the older blonde girl that Olivia Rodrigo was saying her boyfriend was rear-ending in driver's license. She's 25, and she's not a megastar? Oh, go home, Grandma. Then, somehow, she becomes friends with Taylor Swift, opens for her, and wouldn't you know it, she recently got her first #1 on Billboard, 26 singles into her career. Want to guess who the producer of it was? None other than Jack Antonoff. I honestly don't know why Taylor didn't start her own record label. She could have bought all these girls' contracts and become the female Phil Spector. Hey Travis, don't let her keep any guns in the house. But becoming famous through Taylor means inheriting Taylor's fans. The lunatics who, say, sent death threats to Dave Grohl's daughter for making a comment about her private jets. And so, I thought I'd show you what the beginning of that lunacy looks like, as Sabrina's getting a stadium tour of her own, and her fans are pissed at the very notion that someone that's not as big a fan as they are might steal their God-given right to see the girl who became famous a month ago. If you're an OG fan, you deserve tickets to see Sabrina like I am an OG stan. If you're some local who only knows espresso and please, 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 you get tough away from those tickets. Let real fans get tickets. Y'all weren't here for the GMWA days. Eyes Wide Open, Evolution, Singular Act 1 and 2, Adventures in Babysitting, Tall Girl, Work It, when I needed a gun to defend her on the internet when Driver's License released. All y'all know is espresso. Get to the back of the line. If ooh only know feather, please, 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 and espresso, please don't get tickets, because that's just unfair. There's people who have been fans for years who never got the chance to see her. Let them go. They go on like this. Tons of these crazies trying to decide who should and shouldn't be allowed to go see a fucking concert. If you're such a real fan, guess you should have saw her back when she was playing 2,000-seat venues for like $40 a ticket. Sorry that someone you like got successful, and that's going to inconvenience you. And so, Spotify decided to feed the lunacy, where they're going to offer pre-sale codes to Sabrina's top listeners, which pits these freaks in a sort of battle royale where they can brag, "I was the top listener, you weren't," while also making them feel entitled. They think they made this happen, when Spotify's marketing team basically evolved a fucking radio contest. Hey there, if you can prove you're the biggest Sabrina Carpenter fan, you could be seeing her live. We'll tell you how at 8:10 right after the celebrity sleaze. So then, a waitress slanders Sabrina? Well, this'll not stand! A woman who claims to be a waitress in LA and has this series of TikTok videos titled, "Rating Celebs I've Taken Care of in LA," she featured Sabrina in one. And Sabrina's shield swarmed. 1.9 million people watched this video, 6 to 10 times more than her other videos. Because word spread like the herps that someone dared badmouth our girl.
Sabrina Carpenter was probably one of the rudest humans that we've had. She came in, she had a comp table, and the first thing and only thing she said to us was, "Where is my booze?" So that was really disappointing, and she did not tip, and we were very disappointed. We thought she was going to be really nice.
Oh Lord, it's starting. Get behind me, Sabrina. Sad face emoji. Sabrina's can't be real. That has to be someone else that looked like her. Ain't no way. Sabrina would never do this. Had to be someone else. Yes, it's impossible to think a celebrity who's grown up in Hollywood could possibly be a snob. Rich and famous people being shitty to the underclass? Why? I've never heard of such a thing in my entire life. A number of people claim they've met her at meet and greets and that she was always nice, not understanding that, in those cases, you were paying for that experience. And a few years ago, when she was playing those 2,000-seat venues, she couldn't afford to be mean publicly. She needed every fan she could get. The second she went backstage, she could have said, "I gotta wash the stench of these troglodytes off me," and you'd have no idea. How many of these can you believe, honestly? Lol. All of them. Even the ones that are nice kinda suck. They're being nice because it benefits their image and gives them this smug sense of, "Oh, look at me, I was so nice to the little people, I'm so great, my shit smells like strawberry ice cream and pixie jizz. I'm so good to the peons." Like, keep in mind that Sabrina also felt it was a good idea to promote her song Espresso, or Espresso if you're an idiot, by having herself filmed working in a coffee shop. Tee-hee, oh look at me, I'm just a peasant now, how funny is this? Me, Sabrina Carpenter, who's been working in Hollywood since I was 12, giving people coffee. My aunt is Bart Simpson. Oh, hello, Mr. Nobody. Here's a coffee for you. I hope you enjoy this brief reprieve from your daily struggle as a simple worm. I'm only doing this to promote my new $1 million song. I don't actually have to work another day in my life. Bye now. This same girl has also said this about many other celebrities, so I don't trust her. More reason to trust that this is true. A person in food service in LA. I'm sure they do serve celebrities all the time. And you can always tell what kind of person someone is by how they talk to wait staff. Although what's funny is, she goes on to say that Travis Scott, Busta Rhymes, and Charles Michael Davis were all great tippers and nice to staff. So I can't trust a person who can't even watch one 50-second video to form an opinion. Oh, by the way, someone replied to that commenter saying, "She, the waitress, seems rude AF. We should try and get her fired." Completely normal and not crazy as fuck response. She said Sabrina was rude. Take her livelihood from her. I just think hate's gonna hate. Skull emoji. Sabrina is the nicest. Says a very obvious Taylor Swift fan. See, I told ya, the hive mind found a new one to glom onto. Or, hear me out on this. She's just overwhelmed and she asked for Aclucol because she's having a rough day and has to deal with lots of people and this shit. Yeah, she's gotta deal with all this shit. A free meal at some restaurant in LA where waitresses bombard you with horrible questions like, "What can I get you?" What a rough life. Also, it looks like someone had a little too much Aclucol when they typed this. I'm gonna put $500 in the waitress just wants attention off her name, Steve. No, please don't put money in any Steves. Hand it to them gently. So, this is how it starts. And now, when you see a headline a year from now, like, Sabrina Carpenter fans are telling old rock stars to drown themselves after not bowing to her at the Grammys, or some nonsense like that, you'll go, "Oh, Buckley told me about the emergence of these asylum dwellers. I know what's going on here." But I feel like they need a better name. You know how fandoms all have names? Hers are just called The Carpenters. It's boring though, right? So, how about The Carpenter Ants? Because when she starts playing stadiums, that's what they'll all look like to Sabrina. And when too many are in one place, they become destructive. Or, how about a play on something a carpenter uses? Like the loose screws, or the unhinged. I think that's a pretty good description of them. Or, if she's Sabrina Carpenter, how about they are her tools? They certainly are tools acting this way, but also, that way, when they do eventually bully someone, and Sabrina hand waves it away and decides not to take responsibility for her lunatic fans, the same way Taylor doesn't, we can all say, "'Tis a poor Sabrina Carpenter who blames her tools."